You're a falling star. You're the getaway car. You're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on a night.
Okay, I gotta tell you, if you know that, don't you question the fan that knows that?
No, well, you know what? If you're a real fan of Days, you know
Yeah.
that. You know that in the flashback, I'm the one who introduced Bo to Hope.
Are you? Whoa. Do you ever look at people and go, get a life, man? I mean, you know, come on.
I do. I mean,
come on.
I
sat next to a person. I sat next to two people.
Yeah.
My wife sat next to a person who flew in from Scotland.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. And I'm like, okay.
No, I always put myself in that position because there were people like Harry Connick Jr. that, man, I thought, God, what would I do if I met him? You know, what would I say? And I would think that I would have to say to him, do you know how important you are to me and how your music affected me? And I realized how much it means to you to say it to him. And you forget, maybe he's heard it 4 billion times.
I know. What did you say to him when you did meet him?
Never met him.
You're kidding me.
Never got to meet him. No.
Really?
No, I'm afraid of
him. No, you're not.
Sure I am.
Do you know that Alfred Hitchcock was afraid to meet Steven Spielberg? Steven Spielberg. Alfred Hitchcock died, and he was at the funeral.
Yeah.
And he said, I always wanted to meet him, but he always avoided me. He hated me. And the guy he told us to said, no, he didn't. He said, I saw you at a party one time, and Alfred was sitting there, and he said, is that the shark boy? And he said, yes. And he said, I don't even know what I would say to him. He was such a huge fan.
That's the kind of thing that happens, yeah.
Would you do me a favor?
Absolutely.
Promise me that you will never become like that weird jazz that Harry Connick Jr. became. Because I don't even understand it. I listened to half his album and I'm like, I'm not smart enough for this. It's like mathematics.
Some of it's tough, yeah. But you know what's weird is that, I mean, God help me, he's scary. You know, God just loved him more. You know, like when I say that, I mean that the guy can dance, the guy can sing, the guy can act, the guy can...
I know, you're completely talentless.
They're sewing, even.
Okay, so let me go back.
He can macrame you a scarf faster than you can...
Let me go back to your point where tell me if this story is true.
Yeah.
That you were about to give up and somebody said, you know what, no, I tell you what, just go do this wedding for us, and it was the Prime Minister of Canada's.
Yeah, basically it went like, well, basically I had done a corporate gig because I didn't have enough money to get back. And
is this like a Chippendale thing?
No, it's a corporate thing where you show up and it's like, you know, Nissan, and they have their little get-together. No one listens to you.
Yeah, sure.
And there's like 400, 500 people all eating and talking, and you're singing. Anyway, it was like that. And I met this wonderful man named Michael McSweeney, and I gave him my last copy of my independent record because I couldn't afford really to get any more. And he... I remember I said to him, I said, take this. I said, I hope you like it and play it for your wife. And I said, if you don't, it makes a good coaster for your drink or whatever. And the next day he called and he said, you know, I didn't tell you who I was, but I'm kind of a right hand. You know, I'm very close to the Honorable Brian Mulroney, the ex-Prime Minister of our country, and his wife would like to meet you tomorrow, and blah, blah, blah. And I met her name is Mila, and she couldn't have been, they just were amazing with me. I mean, truly sensational. They put their necks out for me. And I sang at the wedding, and you know the producer David Foster, who sold 500 million records, they basically, honestly, I looked over as I was singing, and Brian had David in almost a headlock, and he was going, look at this guy, you know, Brian with this beautiful deep voice. He said, look at David, watch this guy. And I think they drove him crazy as well as I did. And David signed me.
You became like a pool boy for David Foster or something, didn't you? I mean, weren't you out there like...
No, he was good.
You were hounding him. When are you going to sign me?
I did hound him. And it was actually one of the big helpful things was that I went and I was opening for Jay Leno in Vegas. And one day Foster called me and he said, listen, Paul Anka would like to meet you. And I got up in the morning and I was hungover, and I went and met Paul and I sang a bit, and together they helped me a lot. And I had a wonderful manager named Beverly Delich, and at that time, and they all helped me to get the deal. And then at that point I ended up signing with a manager named Bruce Allen, which was the greatest thing that I could have done in my life, because this guy Bruce Allen, who's managed people like Bryan Adams and BTO and Martina McBride, and he's, you know, and Anne Murray, and this guy, I would never have made it in this way, this far without him.
I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I bottomed out. I had success when I was young, and then I destroyed myself. And I put into perspective what I really own, and the only thing I own is my integrity, my word, my name, and I had destroyed everything. Are you at all concerned, at all, on drinking or anything, that you control it. Because you live a tough lifestyle, man. You're in 40 countries in the next 2.5 years. You are constantly on the move and on the grind.
Yeah.
Do you escape by drinking or whatever? Or does that bother you at all?
No, I think that if I was going to lose my way, I think I probably would have lost it before this. I mean, a few years ago. And you know, when you're talking about smoking a lot of things, or that I
don't mean to stick you. I don't mean to stick you.
That's okay.
That's my mom's. That's your mom's question.
I'm absolutely fine with it, and I think that I mean, I've just never been like that. I don't like to lose control, and to be honest, I like my reality. But to be even more frank, I'm not into having a drink. It doesn't thrill me to get drunk. You know, I have a kind of a rotten stomach, and I'm one of those guys that, like, for 4 minutes is so happy, and I just love you, man. And the next thing you know, the room is spinning, and I'm going like, oh. Yeah, so sometimes the other is just an easier, more mellow thing for me.
All right, back in just a second.
And you're a carousel, you're a wishing well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, oh, we'll see it through, 'cause you know that's what our love can do.